Welcome to the Waxing Show. Today's topic is salicylic acid, like we've been talking about all week. And today I'm mostly going to focus on the salicylic acid story that I created to help you remember the qualities of salicylic acid. Hey, Lakeisha. Welcome to the Waxing Show. Hey, only one E. Welcome to the Waxing Show. Hey, Canal Lex. Welcome to the Waxing Show. Hey, Merlika01. Welcome to the Waxing Show. Hey, Georgia. Welcome back to the Waxing Show. Hey. Hey, MB Beauty Bar. Welcome to the Waxing Show. Welcome, y'all. So, like I was saying, today we're talking about salicylic acid, like we have all week, and then how to remember the benefits of salicylic acid. So I came up with like a cute story, love story, to help you remember the properties of salicylic acid. Hey. All right, so for those of you who are new to the show, I start out with announcements, and then I go into content. Oh, I do announcements, the intro, and then content. So there's two announcements. One, you can use the code SALLY, like the story I'm going to tell you, SALI, Sally, on my website, 3bwaxing.com, to get 10% off the blemish control treatment that has salicylic acid in it as well. And we talked about it yesterday, like if you need a spot treat with something, salicylic acid is very good for that. Hey, Dimarion, welcome to the Waxing Show. Sorry if I said your name incorrectly. Second announcement is that if you are an esthetician, cosmetologist, and you want to add vajacials to your menu, and you kind of are like, I don't know where to start, I'm going to recommend that you go and follow Dr. Lashes Aesthetics on Instagram. That's DR and then Lashes Aesthetics. Her name is Marilyn, and she teaches on Instagram as well, and then holds classes all over the country. So she's doing a traveling tour right now with her and her staff. And so if that's something you're interested in, I highly recommend her. She's very knowledgeable. She shares a lot of stuff on social media as well. Hey, Roxy29, welcome to the Waxing Show. All right, so those are the two announcements. Also, for the first announcement, that code SALI is good until March 10th. I'm going to go into the intro. Basically, my intro is who I am, what I do, the different things I offer, and how you can stay connected and know more about, skincare, waxing, and stuff like that. So, welcome to the Waxing Show. Welcome to the Waxing Show. And so you remember, welcome to the Waxing Show. I am Becca, a pro waxer, skin therapist, and licensed esthetician. It is important that you are seeing a licensed esthetician for your skincare. I'm licensed in California and in Arizona. I help people remove unwanted hair, acne, discoloration, and ingrown hair and ingrown bumps, whether that be on the face or the body. I do that through full body waxing with hard wax. I stick with hard wax, chemical peels, facials, and with products. So I offer my own products, which is the 3B waxing pads. And then I like Skin Script and PCA. They are some good brands that I recommend. Like I was saying, I have my own product line, which is my exfoliating pads. That's a lot of what I'm known for on here. They help with the acne, the ingrowns. They're chemical exfoliants, so they are good for sensitive skin. I I also help estheticians start their own product line, start their own salon suite, attract clients, and improve their waxing technique. So someone asked me the other day, do I do classes in New York? And I do not. I'm just doing virtual. And then once things open up, I will be, you can fly in. It's not uncommon to fly in to take classes and stuff, but right now I'm not traveling. I go live Wednesday. Hey, Johnny. Good to see you. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I go live Wednesday through Friday at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I usually talk about skincare and skincare ingredients. And when I do that, join the lab email list, because that's where I emailed before. And then if you want to know about waxing and information on waxing, you can join the Wax Lounge. That's the email list that I have as well. Go on Instagram at 3B Waxing, click the link in the bio, you can join. And then for my professionals, where I teach like how to wax better or start your own product line, you can join the Salon Tea. So those are the 3 ways to stay connected through email, and then you can always do calls and stuff. So to talk about salicylic acid, salicylic acid is an ingredient that is really good for acne. So if you have acne or if you're suffering from ingrown bumps, then you want to start looking for products that have salicylic acid in them. I talked about yesterday the 3 things that I want you to walk away from learning about salicylic acid. One of them is, hey Mocha Sweet, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Hey, how do I say it? GCR Wonderly, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Sorry if I said your name wrong. So there are 3 things that I talked about for salicylic acid that I want you to remember. Salicylic acid is good for acne. It also works inside the pore. So if you are struggling with, your skin not clearing up with acne, salicylic's great because, Mocha said, thanks, you're welcome. Salicylic is great because it is working inside the pore. So any of the debris, bacteria stuff, it's like dissolving that and bringing it up to the top. The second thing to know about salicylic acid is that according to the FDA, it is a drug. That's why when you see my exfoliating pads, I have the drug facts label. That's important. It's considered a drug because it's very strong. Hey, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Hoover AP 38. The third thing that you want to know about salicylic acid is that it does not kill bacteria. That's what benzoyl peroxide does. So if you're having bacteria in your acne, and that's something you're noticing, then it's not going to kill it, but it will bring it to the top. So you can use salicylic acid with benzoyl peroxide. Hey, Peaches and Cream, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. So that is the 3 things that we talked about yesterday that I want you to know about salicylic, as well as that it works well on acne. And when you use it, you want to make sure you're wearing sunscreen, SPF 30 or above, because it can make your skin sensitive with any chemical exfoliant. That can happen. So if you're using these, then you definitely want to be wearing sunscreen in them every day. But I came up with a love story, because who doesn't love a love story, about how to remember salicylic acid. So the story is basically about Sally. Like I mentioned earlier, how Sally's the code for the 10% off. Sally, and she has a boyfriend named Oliver. And Oliver is super oily. He's just naturally an oily person. So it kind of makes me think of, like, when you see someone, they're just like kind of always greasy. That's what Oliver is. And this is basically representing your skin and the relation to salicylic acid. Sally and Oliver are a great couple because she is salicylic acid, so she is very good for oily skin. Oliver, salicylic. So they're a great couple. They work well with each other. Their love is like a drug. So that way you can remember that salicylic acid is a drug. He is like addicted to Sally. And it's deep. Their love runs deep. And so just like salicylic goes deep into the pore, their love goes deep. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Manny? Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I hope I said that right. So their love runs deep, and they are not in a toxic relationship. All the toxicity and stuff isn't there. And if they have something toxic, they talk about it and it comes up to the surface. Just like salicylic acid. Salicylic acid does not kill bacteria, but it brings it to the top. So anything toxic is talked about. Hey Sierra, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. So for those of you just joined, we're talking about salicylic acid, and I created a love story to help you remember the properties of salicylic acid that I think are important for you to know. So Sally and Oliver are dating, and Oliver works at this place. He has a 9-to-5. He's working, and he works in an office next to this girl. And we're going to call this girl Problematic Patty. Problematic Patty really loves Oliver. Even though she knows he is with Sally. And she knows that he is in love with Sally. And Sally's like a drug to him because that's the nature of salicylic acid, right? It's a drug. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Stony Bombay. So Problematic Patty is jealous of Oliver and Sally's relationship, and she also wants to be with Oliver. So, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Alexis. Welcome. So, what happens is Problematic Patty starts bringing Oliver pizza for lunch. So usually Sally makes Oliver a nice lunch for work, but Problematic Patty's been bringing him pizza. Like, oh, it's really good. I know it's carby and oily, but it's really good. Now this is a problem for Oliver because he's a greasy, oily person. And the oil and the grease is not good for him. And just like when we eat greasy foods, it does show in our skin. It may take a while, but it does show up. So, Moke said this is funny. It's the tea. So anything oily that we eat, it does show up. So then she is like, so he's eating this food, and she's like, well, if you are feeling like you're unhealthy, why don't you take these fish oil pills with me? We can take them 3 times a day. We'll set an alarm at work. When you come in, we'll take the fish oil. At noon, we'll take the fish oil, and then right before we get off of work, we'll take the fish oil together. So we're being healthy as well as eating the pizza. And so the same way our skin works is that if we're taking in too much like fish oil, it can cause our skin to be oily and cause acne. And remember, Oliver is a greasy person. Hey Beauty by Bridget, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Hey Mel and Thomas, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. So she has him do that. Then she's like, So because he's oily, he really takes care of his skin. He likes to cleanse. Sometimes he'll, you know, cleanse at work. For the sake of the story, he's cleansing at work. Cleansing his skin. Hey, Roxana. Welcome back to the Waxing Show. And so Problematic Patty is like, you know what? You do not need to cleanse your skin. You are great the way you are. So he's not cleansing. This acne is just building up. All this oil is building up. And she also is like, you know, you're so oily and so greasy that you don't even really need moisturizer. You don't need it. It's not even worth it. You have a natural glow to you. Well, this is a problem. So when you have oily skin, you may think, oh, I just really need to skip out on a moisturizer. It's not true. Your skin needs a moisturizer, even if you have oily skin. You may just need a light moisturizer, like PCA has like the light moisturizer. Rebalance is pretty light, but then also Skin Script has the Aloe Light moisturizer. There's moisturizers out there though for oily skin. But what happens is when you're not moisturizing your skin and you have oily skin, your skin's like, oh crap, they're not moisturizing. I'm going to need to produce more oil to lubricate the skin. So you're just going to get more and more oil. So for those of you who just joined, we're talking about salicylic acid. It helps with acne, but there's some things that salicylic acid does as well. These properties that I want to share with you to help you with your skin journey. And I created this story of Salicylic, Sally and Oliver, who are a couple. Hey, Joy. And they are a couple in love, and their love runs deep because salicylic goes into the pore, and he is so in love with Sally that she's like a drug because salicylic acid is a drug, and they work out all their toxic issues and any bacteria because salicylic doesn't kill bacteria, but it brings it to the surface. So they talk about stuff. And Oliver is the greasy boyfriend that works with Problematic Patty that I start bringing him pizza. She even brings like just oily foods. She's having him eat fish oil, take a fish oil 3 times a day, which is so oily. Encourage him not to cleanse or use a moisturizer because she likes his shine. But we know that, you know, if you're not moisturizing and you have oily skin, you're going to cause yourself more problems. So Sally starts to notice these things, and she is like, this is not okay. So Sally is a classy woman. So she's not going to show up and show out. Hey, ambitious girl. Welcome to the Waxing Show. She's not going to show up and show out. They talk about it because they talk about their problems. And she tells him, you're going to have to either be with me or quit your job and find a new one. So Oliver is like, this is a tough decision. And they're talking through it, and he puts his 2 weeks notice into his job. Now, this is why I put 2 weeks notice into the story. We all know that we have to put in a 2-week notice when we're working somewhere. But it's important because there is a purging. Not with everyone, but there's a purging period when your skin is changing. So when you are working on getting better at your skin routine, there is a trial that you have to go through where it may get worse before it gets better. So he is going that, putting his 2 weeks in. He has to, tell Problematic Patty, and she's a mess. Sally's still upset. Like, even though she's classy, she yells, at the house. gives them a hard time. So there's a lot going on in that 2-week period. So you have to remember that with your skin. If you have inflamed acne or a lot of acne and you are starting to make steps to be better, it's possible that you can have, it can get worse before it gets better. Like you may have a purging of everything coming out and rebalancing itself. And so he quits his job, he gets a new job, and him and Sally are good, right? And because that's happened, this has happened before, he knows now that he shouldn't accept food from any woman at work. So that's not going to happen in the past, because that's kind of what started it. He was accepting food from women at the office, and really you shouldn't be accepting any food from a woman in the office. That's what Sally told Oliver. Hey, Snig, Gold Daniels, welcome to the Waxing Show. So now he knows. So if this situation happened again at his job, he knows not to accept the food and he won't go down this rabbit hole. And that's the same thing with your skin. Once you fix it one time, you're going to get better at fixing it again. Yes, there's other elements that may come involved with like hormones or different things, but you know how to get your skin back to where you want it, or you're back on your journey. That's why I think it's very important to, put all this effort and time into knowing how to clear your skin and knowing ingredients and stuff like that. Because once you can do it one time, you can do it over and over again, even if the situation's a little different. Hopefully that makes sense. So that is the story to help you remember that salicylic acid works deep into the pores. It's a drug under FDA, so it's very strong. But because it's a chemical exfoliant, like it's in the pads, it's gentle on the skin, and it doesn't kill bacteria, but it brings it to the surface. So it's going to work inside the pore and get that out. Hey, I'm Bindy, or Bindi, I don't know. Welcome to the Waxing Show. So that is the story, and I hope this helps you with remembering. If you have any questions, drop them below about what we talked about, and then I'll answer them. I'll take a few minutes to answer them. Reminder that if you want to get the blemish spot treatment, so on 3bwaxing.com, 3bwaxing.com, there is the Skin Script blemish spot treatment that has salicylic acid on it. It is a good spot treat with salicylic acid. And if you pair it, like say you have an ingrown or a bump and you did it every day for 3 days, you use the blemish spot treatment, and then you use the pads one of those days, you're going to see an accelerated benefit of the hair coming out, whether it's an ingrown or the bump going down. And so, hey, you wish you were me. Hey, Mom. Welcome to the Waxing Show. So if you're interested in that, you can use the code SALI, SALI, to get 10% off. But I wanted to do that one for March because I did it last March. And also it's a really good spot treat for those of you who don't really break out often, or maybe you do break out and you need a spot treat. But if you don't break out often and you only break out around your menstrual or just random times, then that's good. And I like using it for 3 days with 1 day using the pads, because like say you have a photo shoot or something at work or a date or anything, you can quickly react. And if you pair it up with doing a facial at home, like doing a full facial at home with some steam and stuff, in that 3 day period, that's going to also accelerate it and help your skin a lot as well. So if there are no questions, that is all I got for you. I hope you found that entertaining and useful so you can remember salicylic acid. Next week, we'll either talk about lactic or glycolic, because this month we're talking about the pads, and salicylic's the main ingredient, the active ingredient, because if you have a drug and a product, it has to be considered. This is the format of a label that has drugs in it, or a drug, like a cosmetic versus a drug in the United States. And so you'll see that it's 2% active, even though the lactic in there is 2%, and so it's glycolic. But again, it's required for in the US. Hey Lynn, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. So that is it for today. Next week I plan on either talking about lactic or glycolic. And then, yeah, that's all I got for you. So have a great, I'm going to answer, Sierra has a question. She says, what are good drugstore products for dark spots? I'm not going to even recommend a drugstore product because I'm an esthetician. So I say that you're better off just saving for a more active ingredient product. That's why I recommend Skin Script PCA Skin. But there's other brands out there that are active ingredient. I just choose those because they're really good. Because you really do want to just do the best for your skin. And the more active you can get the ingredients, the better. And the less preservatives are the best for you. So dark spots, use vitamin C, and then I would recommend using the pigment gel from PCA Skin. Georgia says, how would you suggest using benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid? So I would use salicylic acid first and then benzoyl peroxide later. That is a trial and error with people specifically, because some people can't do both at the same time or close to each other with benzoyl and salicylic. So you have to see how your skin works. But salicylic I would do first. So if you have pads, do the salicylic and then do the benzoyl, because the salicylic is pulling the bacteria and the debris from out the pore, and then the benzoyl peroxide is killing that bacteria. Good questions. You're welcome, Sierra. So yeah, very good questions. And yeah, so have a good weekend. I realized it was Friday as I was answering that last question. So have a good weekend, and I will see you next week. You're welcome, Mocha Sweet.